We are live. What is going on, guys? Welcome to my Survivor Series 2018 review and results video. Got a lot to say and talk about coming out of last night's Survivor Series pay-per-view, which took place in Los Angeles, California at the Staples Center. As you can see by the title of this video, the main story coming out of this pay-per-view, and there are several, but the main one is on the main card, because apparently the pre-show doesn't count, which I already knew, and I don't watch the pre-show as it is, but WWE, thank you for reaffirming my decision and not watching your pre-shows. Just want to say thank you very much. And that Raw got a clean sweep over SmackDown Live. I did not see that happening. I don't think any of us saw that happening at Survivor Series last night. So that was shocking to say the least, and it'll be very interesting to see how that affects SmackDown Live going forward. Might we see another superstar shakeup in the near future? You guys tell me. And of course, live chat will be open throughout this entire live review, so feel free to leave your comments, your questions as we go through and break down Survivor Series 2018. So, like I said, thank you all for watching. And without further ado, let's get right into Survivor Series results. So real quickly here, we'll talk about the kickoff show. I, of course, do not watch the kickoff show, but this was the only match that SmackDown Live won, even though they didn't, because WWE, I guess, has those little MLB or MIB neuralizers from Men in Black, and they want to hit the button and make us forget that any of that happened. So it never happened. It doesn't count. Why? Because Vince McMahon said so. So even though SmackDown Live won the tag team match, and it did come down to the Usos and the Revival, which is a match in a feud, if we could ever get those two teams on the same brand. If you want to move the Usos to Raw and have them feud with the Revival, that would be awesome. If you want to move the Revival over to SmackDown and have them feud with the Usos, all I'm saying is I know they can have a great series of matches, and I think it would be something that the tag team division on both shows, in my opinion, is missing. Because just the tag team scene in WWE has just been really repetitive, lazily booked, especially on Raw. SmackDown has been okay when it comes to that. You know, the Bar, the New Day, you got Sanity, you got the Usos. So that is what it is. But yeah, SmackDown Live won. I wasn't sure how the match went, so if you guys did watch this match, let me know how it was in the comments section, because like I said, I don't have time to watch a 2-hour pre-show, which consists mostly of recap videos. So there you go. With that being said, let's jump right into the actual card. So we had Survivor Series kickoff with the first of our two traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. We had the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Now, originally it was supposed to be Natalya and Ruby Riott, but they could not contain their issues with one another. So they were apparently brawling backstage, arguing and fighting amongst each other. So Alexa Bliss said, that's enough. You two will be off Team Raw. And in your place will be Bayley and Sasha Banks. So that was nice to see Bayley and Sasha Banks get a spot on the Survivor Series team, as they should be. So in the orders of elimination here, we had Tamina super kick Naomi for the win. Just like, really? Gonna have Tamina eliminate Naomi. Okay, whatever. Then Carmella rolled up Tamina for the pinfall, so that was nice. We then have a dance break. We then have Mickie James. Eventually, she was the next to be eliminated. Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose showing cracks in their alliance, potentially teasing a feud, a program between these two. Carmella gets hit by a Bayley to belly. She's out of the match. Moving on here to the next round of eliminations. Mandy Rose gets eliminated. She's tapped out by Sasha Banks, who locks her into the Banks statement. We then have Asuka. Asuka gets in the ring. Sonya Deville and Bayley fall to the outside. Bayley hits the Bayley to belly on Sonya Deville out onto the floor, and both Bayley and Sonya Deville were counted out. And we have Banks and Asuka, Sasha Banks and Asuka, which is a program when they were both on Raw, I would really have liked to have seen. I remember that match that Asuka and Sasha Banks had on Raw. I was like, this is some really good stuff here. I think down the line, you can put those two in a program with each other. That'll make for some good stuff. So Sasha hits the running double knees on Asuka. Nia Jax pushes Sasha Banks off the top rope. Asuka puts Banks in the Asuka lock, and Sasha Banks taps out. And then Nia Jax hits 4 leg drops on to Asuka and a Samoan drop for the win. So Nia coming in, getting a huge amount of heat as expected due to her injuring Becky Lynch. We all saw that coming. We knew, Nia's going to get booed out of the freaking building, and that is exactly what went down there. So, yeah. Match was okay. Like I said, I don't know if it was because I was so tired or what. Couldn't really get that much into it. I just thought it was there. Nia Jax won. Not how I would have done it, but hey. It was an opener. What else can you say? So with that being said, let's move on to the next match here on the card, which was United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth freaking Rollins. And I thought these two had a good match. Thought it was going to maybe be a little bit better, but for the most part, the middle portions of this match kind of slow. But towards the end, when they started bouncing around and Rollins, started flying out to the outside, doing suicide dives and go up to the top rope, superplexes Nakamura off of that, and hits the Falcon Arrow, which I wish Seth Rollins would beat somebody with the Falcon Arrow. Has he ever beaten anybody with the Falcon Arrow, at least in WWE? I don't think so. Nakamura kicks Rollins, goes for the exploder, and he misses the Kinshasa. Rollins hits the ripcord knee. Nakamura able to kick out. So some nice near falls as we progress towards the end of the match. I was expecting fully for Dean Ambrose to come down and cost Seth Rollins this match. Ambrose did not show up and cost Seth Rollins the match. Nakamura hits Kinshasa. Rollins kicks out. Nakamura misses another Kinshasa attempt. Rollins hits the curb stomp for the win and puts Raw up 2-0. Should be 2-1, but whatever. 2-0 here on Survivor Series. So this is a good match. Like I said, middle portion was just kind of there. The beginning was nice. The end, like I said, picked up crescendoed nicely to that finish of the Kinshasa attempt, and then Rollins hitting that curb stomp. But like I said, I was really surprised to not see Dean Ambrose play any factor in this match at all. I don't know about you guys, but I was fully expecting the Lunatic Fringe to show up here, and he didn't. So, yeah, that was different to say the least. You would think in storyline, well, Dean's going to want to cost Seth. Not quite. But I thought a good match. And up until this point, the best match on the card. But there was more. Oh, there was more. Wait till we get into this match, because there was a lot that actually happened in this match. So this was Tag Team Champions versus Tag Team Champions. We had AOP, the Authors of Pain, Akam and Rezar versus The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. And can somebody explain to me why the Big Show is with Sheamus and Cesaro? I still don't understand that. Did we ever get an explanation? Is it too much to ask for an explanation? Well, apparently with Vince and company, it is very, very hard to ask for an explanation. So much for that. This match, to me, was probably the weakest on this show. It was just kind of there. Crowd didn't really care. I was still half asleep. And then we have this spot. And you all know where I'm going with this. So Drake Maverick, he's running around outside the ring. Big Show gets him. And he's holding him up by his throat on the ring apron. And he's just holding him there. And I'm thinking, is he going to choke slam him off the ring apron? And is he going to, choke him out? I mean, he's just holding him by the throat. What is the point of this? Where are we going with this? And then they're, shooting his lower half, his pants. And I'm just like, why are we focusing on Drake Maverick's pants? This sounds so wrong right now. If I don't put this into the proper context, this sounds so wrong. And then piss drips down his leg. He peed his pants. I was like, are we trying to recreate in a lame way the Austin Vince piss my pants segment? McMahon 316 says I just pissed my pants. See, that was funny. This was cringe. I was like, what are we doing here? So Drake Maverick is a face on 205 Live, yet acts like a heel I'm a heel, goddamn. Here on the Raw, I mean, and Survivor Series, it makes no sense. So Akam and Rezar win and put Raw up 3-0. Okay. Don't really have too much else to say about this match because I really don't remember anything else from this match other than piss running down Drake Maverick's leg. Easy for me to say. Oh, and by the way, did you know who was in the audience? Because I'm sure news got out very fast as soon as this happened. Enzo Amore, a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. Yeah, that's right. Enzo Amore made his return to WWE, except he wasn't employed for them. He bought a ticket to Survivor Series. He sat front row, hid himself beneath a hoodie, revealed himself, stood up on a chair, started cutting a promo in the middle of this match, and then security tackles him, hurts a fan in the process, and removes him from the building. All I can say is, you know what? You know where this is going. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. You know what happens when you go to Survivor Series and try and hijack the show? I'll tell you what happens. Enzo Amore, you just made the list! Oh, no, he did. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. So there you go. Enzo, you're on my list. Shocker. So yeah, that was the Enzo Amore incident. Bizarre. Just bizarre. Now, let's get into the next match here. This is good stuff. Despite the dead crowd, which was a concern of mine, I'm like, oh, you put these guys on the main card. That's awesome, but oh, God, is the crowd going to care? It's not a lot of people, I feel, watch 205 Live. Excuse me, which is a shame, because ever since Triple H has taken over and reformatted the show, put more of a focus on the wrestling and an NXT-like vibe, I think the show's been much better to watch. But the lack of crowd reaction is a worry. It's like, man, these guys are going out there. Mustafa Ali challenging for the Cruiserweight Championship against Buddy Murphy. I thought these two put on a pretty damn good match. Just some good back and forth action that spilled to the outside, went through table, a Spanish fly off the table. I mean, these guys were doing moves that were taking it to the limit, and some scary moves at that. Whether it was a double power bomb by Buddy Murphy to Mustafa Ali, and then Buddy Murphy hit Murphy's Law for the win, so he was able to retain his Cruiserweight Championship. And let's see, I want to know how much time that these two got here on Survivor Series, because that was my other concern. Are these guys going to get enough time to go out there and tell a good story in the ring? And I thought they did. I thought the match was good. They got 12 minutes. So I was hoping between 10 and 15 minutes, so that is very nice to see. But yeah, Buddy Murphy able to retain his Cruiserweight Championship. I hope one day Mustafa Ali gets a run with that title and eventually a run on the main roster. I feel him, Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander would thrive against talent on the main roster. You know, if you want to use them on Raw, that would be great. I mean, you have 3 hours. I don't understand why it would be so hard to have one decent, cruiserweight match every week. Give them 10 to 15 minutes on Raw. Let them open the show, and, it can be done. But you're not doing that, so whatever. Now we move on to the men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match, which only went 24 minutes, by the way. But despite some things here and there, and we'll talk about that, I thought this was a good match. What really surprised me, though, in this match was, first, the fact that Samoa Joe lasted all of, let's see here, 35 seconds. Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore kick on Samoa Joe. I was like, whoa. I did not see Joe getting eliminated that quickly. I was like, he's got to be injured then, right? There's no other way or reason why you would do something like that to a guy like Joe. So we then have Braun Strowman, who eventually is placed on the outside of the table. Shane McMahon hits the elbow drop off the top rope, takes out Strowman. Shane's taken out. We go back in the ring. I thought Finn Bálor, Rey Mysterio had a nice little match within this match. I would love to see a program between those two. If you move Finn Bálor over to SmackDown, which I feel would be much, much better for Finn. Hopefully in the next draft, that is what happens. But I think a Finn Bálor, Rey Mysterio program, Finn is the heel, that could be some damn good stuff indeed. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. So yeah. We then have Finn Bálor, like I said, who was eliminated next, who was deleted, yes, from this match. We then have McIntyre and Mysterio going at it. Ziggler, Mysterio, renewing a rivalry. I thought they had a damn good match back at SummerSlam 2009, so reliving some good memories there. Jeff Hardy gets the tag. He takes it to Ziggler. And eventually here we have Shane, who hits coast to coast on Dolph Ziggler and eliminates Dolph. Bobby Lashley gets in the ring, and he starts, taking down Shane. We have Lashley laid out. The Miz is able to hold down Bobby Lashley for another coast-to-coast, but Strowman, who appeared out of nowhere and just clotheslined the hell out of Shane McMahon. And Strowman power slammed Jeff Hardy, eliminated him. Mysterio tripped Strowman into the 619, but he is able to power slam Rey Mysterio, another elimination. The Miz and Shane ran over by Braun Strowman. Strowman power slams Miz. Miz eliminated. Shane is the sole survivor for Team SmackDown Live, as I predicted. And Strowman hits the power slam. Shane McMahon has been eliminated. And Raw takes a commanding 4-0 lead. So it makes me wonder, what does this mean for SmackDown Live going forward? Where do you go with SmackDown Live going forward? Is this going to lead to a superstar, a draft? I hate that word. Superstar shakeup. So stupid. Does this lead to some talent being exchanged between Raw and SmackDown? Something has to happen as a result of this. Otherwise, why have Raw clean? We know Raw is their baby, and it'll always be the A show compared to SmackDown being the B show, which is stupid. Both shows should be equal. There should be no favoritism towards one show or another. So I never understood that. But we'll see. And comment down below what you think will happen in the weeks and months to come on SmackDown and Raw going forward as a result of Raw getting the clean sweep. Move on next year to this was my match of the night. Oh, this was so good. Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair. Man, these two, easily match of the night. Ronda's best match to date in WWE. What's going on? Thank you for checking out the live stream. Like I said, live chat. Appreciate it. We're talking about Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair here at Survivor Series. Loud Becky Lynch chants. They want to see the man, Becky Balboa, get in that ring and beat Ronda Rousey. I know I want to see that. And I'm going to WrestleMania, so hey, that would be a very nice main event for WrestleMania 35. I'm just saying. Since I got tickets. There was a little blood in this match. Rousey got busted open in the mouth, so that, to me, added to the match. And there's just so much here, too much to recap. It was just, my goodness, just good pro wrestling. A good story being told, and the frustration that continued to mount on Charlotte, and eventually what happened at the end of the match, which we will talk about. I was wondering, what are they going to do to get out of this match? Are you going to have Ronda beat Charlotte? Are you going to have a no DQ? And what we got was a disqualification when Charlotte Flair snapped and hit Ronda Rousey with a kendo stick. That led to the disqualification. So after the match, Flair just goes freaking insane. She's beating the hell out of Ronda with kendo stick shot after kendo stick shot. She grabs a chair, hits natural selection on the chair onto Ronda Rousey, puts the chair around the neck, stomps the chair, crushing Ronda's throat, and the crowd the entire time is cheering Charlotte. That was a little bit surprising to see. I knew people would be upset that Becky wasn't in this match, but to see Ronda get booed, I was like, I don't know about that. I was kind of feeling sympathy for Ronda getting, her ass kicked by Charlotte. But it looks like Charlotte Flair going forward is going to be a heel. I'm a heel, motherfucker. As it should be. I mean, Charlotte to me is a heel, just like Ric Flair was a natural heel, and that's how it should be. But these two put on a damn good match. Like I said, they stole the show, and it made me wonder, is this setting up for a rematch at WrestleMania 35? Or is it setting up for a triple threat? How's Becky Lynch going to be factored into this? There are a lot of questions here going forward, but it certainly intrigued me, and I can't wait to see what happens next. But yeah, especially on Raw tonight. Let's see what happens. So yeah, that was my pick for match of the night, but a close second pick for match of the night was my long-awaited dream match, Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, and this was everything that I wanted from this match. People say, oh, it's unrealistic that a little guy like Daniel Bryan can't fight Brock Lesnar. Yeah, well, you know, it's pro wrestling, and you can do it in a way like they did here that was believable enough for me. Brock ragdolled Daniel Bryan early on, and I love the fact that Daniel Bryan turned his back on the fans, didn't come out doing the yes chant, and I think I'm going to dig Daniel Bryan as a heel. I love him as a face, don't get me wrong, the ultimate underdog. I felt like as his character was progressing the past couple months, or the lack of character progression, it just felt like he kind of stalled and got a little bit stale as a character, and his momentum as a result suffered from that. So turning Bryan heel, maybe not the best, maybe not the worst thing to do. Let's see where it goes. But in this match here early on, when Brock was ragdolling Bryan around and just hitting him with suplexes and another belly to belly, and another belly to belly, and hitting him with that F5, I thought that's going to be it. Bryan's going to get no offense on Brock Lesnar, and this is going to be the end of the match. However, when Brock had Bryan up on his shoulders, went to go, hit that F5, Bryan kicked the referee, got out of it, and hit Brock Lesnar in the balls, which to me, refs down, you got to do what you got to do to beat the Beast Incarnate. You go low, And then Bryan is surprisingly able to get some offense in on Brock Lesnar. He hits the running knee, which sends Brock flying out to the outside. And then he sends Brock into the post. And then, it's just like, holy shit. We're actually having a somewhat competitive match here between Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan. I thought it was just going to be a squash. And I'm like, I'm going to enjoy. I thought, is there a chance? Is there a chance? Bryan hits the top rope missile drop kick. He lands a drop kick in the corner. Brock goes for the F5. Bryan reverses into the yes lock. I'm like, there's no way. There is no way that Daniel Bryan is going to make Brock. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Bryan's able to get a few more cross faces in. It's a yes lock back in, and Brock's trying to get to his feet. Bryan tries to put it in the triangle. Lesnar lifts Bryan in the air, hits another F5 for the win, and Raw gets the clean sweep, 6-0. That was a really good match. Like I said, I still enjoyed Ronda and Charlotte a little bit more, but for my expectations, as far as I know, Bryan didn't get concussed. Anything like that happened to him, so that was really good to see. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, all in all, I thought these last two matches delivered. I enjoyed the men's 5-on-5 elimination match. I also enjoyed Rollins Nakamura. The Cruiserweight match. Women's match was okay. And the tag team match was easily the weakest match on the show. So, up and down, despite some questionable booking decisions here and there, I'd have to say I enjoyed Survivor Series this year. If I had to give a grade for this show, I would give it a B. Give it a B. For the B team. No, just kidding. So that, guys, is my Survivor Series 2018 review. I want to say thank you all for watching this video. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And I also want to say be sure to check out the trailer to Wooshaw to the Code by Media Design Imaging and Johnny Woo, who had the opportunity this past Saturday to be a part of my first film project. So that went really well, and I hope to talk to you more about it in the near future as I'm needed on set and whatnot. But please be sure to check out that trailer and check out the Facebook page as well. The link will be down below to that in the description box. And like I said, please click my like and subscribe button here on youtube.com/DanielGuys412 for all my latest thoughts on professional wrestling. Be sure to follow me on Twitter @DanielGuys412. And be sure to check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/DanielGaza1994. Links will be down below in the description box. So until then, everyone, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next video whenever that may be. So until then, take care.